Good morning, Instagram. Good morning, Twitter. Good morning, YouTube. We are back again today. Feeling good today this morning. We have producer price index this morning, 7:30. Yesterday, got into some silly positions because I didn't check higher time frames. So want to make sure I, you know, stick to all my rules and don't forget none of them because obviously I slipped up a little bit yesterday, but I was able to manage the risk relatively well. PPI is in 10 minutes. I think I'm going to stay away from gold at the moment. Part of me wants to sell off on GJ, but my only issue with GJ here is that we got that big wick to the top side. Excuse me, change that. So this kind of makes me a little nervous, this wick right here in specific. I just don't want to start making a support at this point. You know, 4 hour we have been coming down, but we can't disregard that. We're starting to come up a little high now. We're starting to make higher highs. So we still got all this consolidation to break. Fifty pivot range. It's definitely it's definitely interesting here. So I'm gonna go back to gold really quick. Now gold's in a funny spot as well. Because honestly with gold I wouldn't feel safe selling off until it breaks past this wick. And I say that specifically because we do have the support or excuse me, this resistance over here. Um we have broke past now, so it's likely to make a support, which kind of already relatively has been. We have so many 30-minute rejections at this point. Um any sells on gold would be pretty interesting. I would definitely like to see them break past this wick here, and then we can potentially continue on. I could see towards 1768, even 1767. PPI is going to be coming up here very, very soon. Um, but I am going to be staying out of gold. I don't really like exactly what I'm seeing right now. I'm not going to trade within this range neither. Um, we could see this candle close like this, right? And then the next candle during PPI news with volume, boom, it just shoots up. And, I personally think I'm going to stay out of impulsive entries. I have been getting kind of burnt on my impulsive entries, and I'd rather see them play out at this point and gain a little bit more confidence rather than just start entering on them. What I am going to do is I'm going to enter upon closings, though, relatively more and just start being a little bit more patient. If I miss a play, I miss a play. Um, Not that I'm making FOMO recently. I have been truthfully thinking that it has been, relatively good entries, but Um, didn't check the excuse me, higher time frames, and we definitely got burnt on a couple of our impulsive entries, which was totally a big mistake on me. I wasn't checking higher time frames, and that's like a big, big, big thing. You can't be strictly just looking at the 30-minute chart because you're gonna get deceived. You could be seeing something that you might not be seeing on a higher time frame. So with that daily, this guy's a little interesting there. Um, Very strong bullish candle on the daily. Upon this candle close, though, I do believe I will be entering a sell. We still have 4 minutes left in this candle, so we have still a good amount of time to see what happens with this candle. It's very, very interesting. One thing I do like about this camel. One thing I do like about this candle specifically is that it has a slight wick at the top. We can barely see the wick at the top here, but we have that wick at the top. And then we have our range wick, and the range wick here is looking very, very nice. Shows that price has interest pushing to the downside. We don't have as much of rejection to the top side, so looking pretty decent. Got a pretty strong 30-minute resistance over here. So got 3 minutes till the candle closes. Yeah, we're just gonna manage this how we're gonna have to manage the position accordingly. See if I can get a little little music going on this stream. Let's see. Let's see.
Hey, Kansas City. Google Fiber is expanding in your area. We're bringing award-winning.
Oh man, I don't know about this. I just don't know how. All right. Let me put that headphone on. I'll just make sure that everybody can hear my voice correctly. But personally, I feel like this is too loud. I'm gonna turn this off. It's more distracting than anything. All right, we got a minute and 42 seconds. I gotta go over some stuff. I do want to find like a decent little soundtrack to have, like at least in the background, and then make sure it works. At least I can go back and see how the sound at least then. I feel like I gotta talk definitely louder. Got a minute. Let's go ahead and make sure our magic keys is on. We have a minute. There we go. $43. So we are starting to reject quite a bit. It's a little worrisome there. How are we looking on spread? Not bad. 18. Hope we can hit take profit. Almost hit it, but we didn't hit full. Let's see. Okay, let's see how we did there. We did okay. Position went crazy really fast on us there. PPI is moving. Woo, boy, that shit was moving, boy. That shit was moving. Now, at this point, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to stay out of this. Spreads are pretty high at this point. I know you can't see entirely. You can see here, this is my pound yen. Pound yen up here. Up here is at pretty much 2 pips solid. 2 pips to 3 pips, sometimes 4 pips. Here, we're about 2 pips. Honestly, it's not terrible, but I just don't know how much I'm enticed to enter another position. Like at this point, I'd rather just see just gold kind of just keep doing its thing. I don't really want to enter on anything at this point. At this point, I'm just gonna really like to watch and see how price moves and see what price does. Get my experience up with this at least. I was kind of hoping I could have hit my take profit there naturally, but it ended up not hitting or activating necessarily. Maybe it was like a pip off and spread just kind of like a pip or two spread, because I know I had really good spread on that position, so there's really no excuse to that. But should have just closed full when I saw it right there. Um, but we ended up we closed 90%. And then stop loss break even pretty quick. I was a little, I got very, very, very anxious during that position. I was seeing how price was moving so quick. I was ready to react quick and catch my play. I didn't want anything stupid to go wrong where, price just boop shoots up and fucking boom hits my stop loss, and I missed the opportunity to take profits. So I was very, very blessed to get that. Obviously we're starting to push down now very well, but I didn't want to take any unnecessary risks, especially with how my trades have been looking. And there we go. So looking pretty nice so far. It's starting to really melt down. Yeah, so that what a great position, honestly. I have no complaints. I was thinking in my head something I could have possibly done, being very confident within a position is, 'cause my stop loss was, I believe, if I wasn't mistaken, it was relatively the full wick, right? So, um, now gold's going crazy here. I just wonder how much this is gonna want to push. Now I should go back over this because like part of me wants to enter on gold, but I just understand at this point it's just too late, and I don't want to make an unnecessary loss. Because if I was to enter in on it, I would have tried to get my entry somewhere around here. Obviously, we didn't end up doing that. So because the spread really isn't that bad right now. That wick is huge though. You have to have a huge stop loss. Now, here's the question. Do I really want to answer in on this? Man, this is the opportunity to do it, and I think at this point, I just don't want to take any unnecessary losses, but I know possibly this play could play out very, very well. I just have a feeling about it, but maybe the best thing I need to just chill. I need to calm down. I need to calm down. Seeing price move like this, and I'm just like, could secure easy 10 pips here. It's right there, right where my entry would have been. Um, but I think I'd rather just stay out of it at this point. We could reject further if it pushes up even past at this point. I really, uh, we might just we might just call it a day. You know, I actually might just call it a day because I don't want to get enticed into any positions at this point. Um, we caught a pretty good play on GJ. Uh, secure what we could, and yeah, I don't think I want to take any unnecessary risks. I might just start because I have been kind of down. Just start taking one trade a day. Take it real slow. Just take one trade a day, and then just hop off. Got to get this confidence up. I got to just gotta keep studying for real. I just gotta keep studying this stuff no matter no matter how good I feel like I may be. I know as of right now, I'm definitely not no professional trader by any means. I'm regard myself as like an amateur. I have you know decent knowledge within the markets, but my consistency is lacking. My consistency is lacking. Um, I can have two, three trades in the dub, then I have two, three losses, four losses in a row. Then I get a dub, another two losses, and then like maybe a week where I get like five dubs in a row, or something like that. And then I'm feeling good. Next week I come on and just get hammered. I get a little too confident. I try and open two positions. It was weird, right? So I just need to just focus in, dial it in. If I get this consistency right, everything else gonna fall into play. But yeah, the entry though relatively would have been beautiful there, but I'm just glad I'm staying out of it. I just feel like you obviously just kind of just never know, and I didn't really have the best analysis up on gold, and it's like everything is breaking passes, which is nice, which can make us like want to keep continuing going to the top side, but I'm just a little. I'm just a little hesitant because we do got we have like a previous support. So whenever we have a previous support that's been broken through, which is right here, this support right here around 1787, we've broken past this support. Generally, it creates a resistance. We relatively have respected that by this wick, right? But we are now fully starting to come back up, and that's kind of my worry. Is like I didn't want to enter in since we've already gotten a push up fairly well, and I didn't already enter. Um, it makes me feel hesitant on entering just because I feel like we could just start rejecting from this point and eventually start coming back down. We're very bullish at this point though, so it's a lot that can go on. This candle is very nice though. Looking at it, I will say if it closes like this, it could be relatively good entry. We're definitely feeling this wick to the left here, but yeah, definitely this is the worry here. This is the worry in my opinion. I could be thinking too hard. Honestly, this is clean traffic technically right here. We have clean traffic right here. So I could be thinking about this too hard at this point. We have volume. It is within New York session. We have NYSC coming up within another like pretty much, 50 minutes. Um yeah, it's kind of one of those things where Damn. Some long strokes trying to get over here. Alright, yeah, so mm, think the candle close is gonna be preferable. Let's just see how this plays out though. Let's see how this works. The GJ play, wow, what a beautiful move though. I mean, God, so much pips to catch right there. Obviously, I wasn't the biggest cowboy there to hold that position, but like I said, I could have 90%ed, left my stop loss where it was. I'd have had 10% of that position running. I don't believe, like I said, I believe when I did answer, my stop loss was relatively. Let me see where the stop loss was actually. So let's go. Let's see right here. Stop loss 165.704. 165. Weekly is so bullish. Hey, what's up, Paul, bro? It's good to see you, dog. Um, which time for which pair are you talking about? Pound yen or the or gold? Cause honestly, gold here, I really didn't have too much analysis to this, man. I really was kind of letting it be. I was more focused on pound yen over here. When price did shoot up like this, I kind of considered impulsive entries, but low key, I've been not even low key, high key, man. It's been on my streams, but I've been getting kind of burnt on my impulsive entries, and my impulsive entries kind of been getting me, took me down a little bit on my capital on my account. So, oh yeah, and so yeah, so I just stayed away from the impulsive entry here. But I do love the way this candle looks. We have no it's a range wick at the top. We have no liquidity wick down here. It's an extremely bullish candle. If we can get a close above this, it would be nice. Spreads are looking good at this point. Damn near under a whole pip. So if we can get a close above this with being such a low spread, I would really like to get the play. But it is very very interesting to see because we are now starting to close under the resistance. So at that point, I'm gonna stay out of it. I don't want to get any unnecessary risk. So put that like that. Let's see. What else about to do? Oh yeah, check the weekly. Check the weekly. Oh yeah, it's broken past this. Yeah, there's 3 more days left in the week, so it's like we got plenty of days left in the week. I mean, honestly, could we just? I mean, that's a lot of fucking pips, but I mean, last week we moved a good amount, so it's not like you can't do it this week. But if everything went swell, if everything was swell, maybe 1880, but that's so high at that point. Maybe, we could easily test maybe like again about this wick up here, 1808. Uh, again that's a pretty fat move, but we have 3 days left in the within this week, within this candle, so it's easily possible I can see this happen. But we are nearing a resistance, so I'd like to see how this candle plays out. I got to keep this in mind because it's Tuesday. On Friday, I'd like to see and check my weekly again and see how it reacted. Because with such a bullish candle, you'd expect this candle to at least be a little bit bigger. At least give us a push up here. But it is the weekly time frame, so it's like, I mean, when there's like orders built, boy, there's a lot of orders built, and especially in this area too. We got a lot of consolidation right here too, so very interesting to see. Very interesting to see. This is like a strong, strong resistance. I can only imagine. There's probably a lot of money built up within here. So 1800 level, I don't know. We're gonna see if it reaches up there again, but I feel like that would be the most likely thing that I could see. It touches 1800 again. Maybe we just close like a week, like a medium bullish candle, and maybe we get the push up we want, or maybe we just start kind of staying within here. But hey, man, be a Paul, bro. Hey, man, if you hesitated, fuck it, bro. It's better if you hesitated, just stay out of it. I think that's just better. It's better to, if in my opinion, every time I've hesitated and I've always entered, and I get burnt on a hesitation play, it feels like 20 times worse than taking a normal loss because then I feel irresponsible and I feel like I'm um just entering um I don't know. I feel like whenever I kind of hesitate and then I enter, I feel like it's just nothing worse than losing a play like that. This shit's terrible. So I hope you got nobody has made no trades yet, and you guys are ready to make the next one because there's definitely opportunities within the market. Yeah, fuck yeah, exactly. That's beautiful. Fuck yeah. Yeah, 'cause I feel that shit, dude, 100%. 'Cause like, look, I almost got enticed to it to myself. I was like up here, I was thinking about it, 'cause like I already missed the impulse of entry originally. You know, when it broke past here, I should have entered it the first time, and it would have done its thing. But I was still focused on my pound yen sell I got, and I was kind of just like, interested in see how that went. You know, the price was moving quite a bit during that time, so I was like really focused on that. Really paying attention much over here, and once I noticed price broke up here, I was like, wow, price is fucking moving. You know, because this was the previous close, right? So I was like, what the fuck? You know, didn't expect this candle just to whoop. And once I saw that, I really didn't think in my head like about impulsive entries because I didn't necessarily know what's to the left. I know we're very, very high on price levels at this point. So I'm thinking in my head, oh my god, it could be a big consolidation point, and I'm gonna enter, buys, and I have been getting burnt personally. My confidence level on fucking impulsive entries right now is like to fucking zero because every time I've entered impulsively, it'll go like 5 pips profit and then shit on me. So I'll be like, you know what? I manage risk, but it never feels good because no matter what, that's still hurting my consistency. And I'm trying to focus 100% on my consistency. I want that shit all the way up. At this point, I'm almost gonna start just taking one trade a day because I had a really good week. I think it was like 2 weeks ago. I had a really good week, and I came back that next last week, started entering like impulsive entries and then double trading, like hitting like two positions at once, just getting burnt off the rip. And I was like, wow, you know? I mean, it was what it was, but since I took two trades that day, I was like more determined. Like if I took two losses on Monday, I was more determined that I was gonna open two positions on Tuesday. Like I was like, when I open a position, I want to open up two because I felt confident I'd win it. But when it, you can always feel confident you're gonna win something, but you're not always gonna win something. So when I had a I risk managed properly, but I'm still taking two losses again back to back. So now I'm down four. So I'm like, it was just really, yeah. Hey, that too. Hey, if you can manage that and switch your accounts quick, fuck yeah, bro. I mean, hell yeah, I get that shit. But yeah, I definitely get that because I mean, you could probably do a trade maybe, pre New York, and then NYSE. So that does make sense. But yeah, you can easily do that. Uh, but at this point, I think I'm strictly since I'm just focused on this one account. I want to just do like one trade a day, and like I said, I started off with this about 200, or excuse me, 200. Started with this at 2,000, 2K. I'm down pretty much 200 now. I was up maybe about 200, 150 at one time. Then I started taking my losses, and then I'm saying whatever, whatever. So now we're down, right? I've been live this whole time doing all this, and I'm happy to say that though because I'm keeping my discipline, I'm keeping my courage, I'm keeping my just to come on this stream every single day and during my day I take a good hour, 2, 3 hours to study the charts, not just the charts but my videos that I do. If anybody that's on the stream that maybe isn't Paul, I know this is a guy I know in real life. He's a good dude. He likes trading himself, and regardless, he knows that market all about market fluidity, whatever. But that's something I do study. I study the market fluidity in Raha Bank, so look over Capital Hungry stuff like that. So just trying to get better and better at that. As an amateur trader, I feel like I will turn amateur to professional trader as soon as I can get my consistency up. As soon as my consistency, I got like a month, 2 months, almost like no losses, maybe 2, 3 losses. That would be very, very preferable. And yeah, just really, really want to dial in the consistency in the markets, cause that's all it really takes. Shit, cause imagine, 3 months straight you just hit nothing but dubs. I mean, your confidence is gonna go through the roof, and not that you're gonna start making stupid plays, but you're gonna be knowing what the hell you're looking for. So, uh, yeah, definitely been something on my mind. Buys completely out the spectrum here. I told myself I was like, if we do end up doing buys, it could potentially be if it was a candle close because I did like how the candle is printed. There is no liquidity wick. It is a range wick at the top. We have a bunch of momentum in this candle. We have a lot of volatility in this candle. That's the correct word. And even then, like if someone wanted to buy this, like I said, in my opinion, it's risky because we are within this range. I'm not going to trade within this range because you just never know, right? This candle has a high probability to keep pushing up because of how it is printed. Not that it's closed yet. We still have 10 minutes. This candle could make a bottom wick, and at that point, hell no, it's definitely not worth it. But this candle has a lot of volume, and I definitely feel like it could be a pretty good. It would be really nice if it did, close above here, but it's not. So I'm staying out of it. Now, I will say if anybody wants to be risky and enter that, man, go ahead. But I would definitely just make sure you got a lower lot size or something, because it is closing within the range. So that could just tell you that price wants to keep pushing down, and that this candle did have a lot of volume, but the volume is running out clearly because we're closing under now. It's not as big as a bullish candle as it was. We don't have that bottom wick, so like I said, there's still a good volume candle, but the fact this would be different if this candle like opened like this and then finished up here. But the fact that we opened all the way up here, we had all that volume, and now we're closing back down here towards the end is giving me a sign that it's starting to respect this fucking resistance instead of wanting to push past it, which makes sense. I mean, there's a bunch of fucking money, a bunch of liquidity built up around 1800. I mean, I can't imagine price want to just do that. I don't know. I could be wrong. I mean, gold's crazy. Gold's a fucking beast. So we all know that. We all know that. That shit move. Look at that. Like I said, so now we making a wick. So now at this point, we might just start coming to the downside. This is a big consolidation here. I mean, look at how these candles are printing. We're very consolidated here, and not to mention we do have a resistance that we've broken, now creating potentially a support. So this is a really weird area because you can't just sell here either. And if you did want to sell, maybe potentially on this in this candle here, if it breaks past this, because that is going to be below this resistance, below this right here. So if there was any sales, there had to be a break past this and maybe a take profit here. I wouldn't want to stay in this position any longer just because I could feel like it could really go against you. I feel like the big problem with gold, on my opinion, is like, on impulsive entries, if it breaks past this, it might break past it a little bit, and you think, oh, great, and then you enter, and then they go just like shit like that, and it just feels terrible because the pips just fly on you. It's like, oh. You see that motherfucker fucking do that type of stuff. It's like, feels like you get stabbed right in the gut. Each one just hurts worse when it does that jolt. It's just like, oh. Not that I've ever been stabbed before, but shit. When you're losing money, that's what that shit feel like. And the beautiful thing about this is, like I said, like this is basically like a podcast. It's relatively educational. I am still, yeah. You're right. Your heart rate changes pretty quick. But nah. So what I was basically saying though is, being an amateur trader, and what I'm saying, going through the things I am going through, trying to build my consistency. Uh, I'm here by no means trying to act like I'm a professional trader, trying to be like, hey, enter everything I say, da da da. I'm doing this more to build a testimonial for myself, for my NGC Forex business, and give it like a proof live thing. So whenever I do come out with a course or I do come out with anything, I have like live proof every week, every day, how I've became a profitable trader. No bullshit. You can literally watch every fucking trade I take, and I feel like that when I get that consistency down, the account starts flipping within time. I don't care to flip a fucking account. Like I'm not trying to be like, take a 2K account to 10K account in fucking 1 week. Nah, I'm not trying to do shit like that. Like, how, what I'm saying? I'm trying to just stay consistent. Like 10, 15 pips profit every fucking day. Like, every day, like clockwork. Like, that's just what I do, man. I hop on each other, man. I get 10, 15 pips every time. And if I start dealing with risk, I'm able to manage risk and manage risk very properly where I'm like, 0.7%, loss, or like a point 0.5, 0.05, 0.05, let me get that right. 0.07, 0.05% risk, and have more like a 1% gain every day. That 1%, 1.5% gain every single day. That's what I love to see. Uh, that's really what I'm aiming for. Is what I'm aiming for my stream. That's what I'm aiming for when I launch my business. Um, these are all just like testimonials, and like I said, it's a podcast, man. I want everybody to get together, man. If we all a bunch of amateur and new traders, man, You know, as long as we're not saying bullshit in the fucking shit, I don't want to see no dumbass comments. I don't see no stupid shit talking about nothing that doesn't involve price action or anything. You know what I'm saying? Economic news, stuff like that. I don't want to hear no bullshit. But like, you know, because eventually, the bigger you get, I see it on like Raha Bank stream. A lot of people say some really outlandish shit on there. But I mean, if you're so big, I mean, I really wouldn't care at a certain point because you're gonna have. I would like to have my own private Zoom members, you know. Um, but that's all within time. As of right now, I always want to give everything out for free, all my knowledge, all my trades, because at the end of the day, this is just I'm just showcasing what trading's about. I'm not doing anything to try and tell a person how they should trade. I'm not trying to tell anybody at this point, you know, what positions they should enter, any of that. I'm just showcasing what trading's about, how trading is, and then when people join in, I'd love to hear their comments. I'd love to hear maybe how their trades is going. Man, so I love in this podcast. I'm not here to I'm not trying to be a mentor. What I'm trying to say, I'm just showcasing trying to be a trader. One day I like to be a mentor, but gotta get my consistency down. You know, it's so important. So important. So we got 8 o'clock coming up. We got 30 minutes till NYC. And ladies and gentlemen, honestly, I think I'm probably just gonna hop off the charts. I think I'm just gonna get myself going for the day. I've taken the dub trade. Everything else at this point, I really don't care. I really don't. Um, I just don't care at this point. I took the one trade. We took a profitable trade. I think at this point I'm just gonna log off, call it a day, come back tomorrow and look for another position. It's still very early in the week. I'm not itching to enter another play. Uh, and if I'm being quite honest, with my consistency being so kind of low recently, especially this past week, I don't want to fuck up the dub I just made because I'm trying to enter another play. I'd rather just come back fresh tomorrow, see the charts. If I take a fresh loss, I take a fresh loss. If I take a fresh dub, I take a fresh dub, and I can call it a day. That's what we want to see. But if I take a fresh loss, I'm definitely managing that mug. I'm definitely cutting it short, and to where it's not gonna kill me in the end. Candle starting to close bullish on pound yen. Oh yeah, but it's definitely consolidated. I wouldn't even think about entering buys at this point, even if it is closing above this, because we have so much consolidation here. It's just not worth it. Not worth it at all. So yeah, I guess in those terms, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just gonna call it a day. Everybody that tuned in today, man, Paul, appreciate you tapping into my stream today. I noticed you have been going on Instagram recently, and I like to see that, man. It's cool to see you on the gram. You know what I'm saying? Uh, hope your trades are going great for yourself, man. We're learning every single day. Uh, shit. Anybody else that tapped in? I haven't seen the boy Aja, man. I had one dude tapped in with me from Bangladesh. He was a good dude. Seemed very intelligent. Uh, but either way, hey man, everybody that did tune into my stream today, everybody have a great day. Take it on, whatever you got, whatever businesses you guys are trying to open, whatever you got. If you guys gotta go to work, man, work that shit, man. Work as hard as you guys can, like it's nothing. Have a great attitude and just take on the day. But yeah, man, it was great seeing everybody today. Thank you so much for tapping into my stream. I hope everybody has a great rest of their day today, and peace, man. Peace.